Hi, welcome in. This is going to be a reading for my Libras. Hi, Libra friends and family and folks. I hope you all are doing wonderful. This is going to be your reading for the month of July. And I'm going to do a quick overview of the transits in astrology of how these energies are going to be affecting you this month, and particularly this first week of July. And then we're going to talk about where the sun, the moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, and Saturn are in your natal chart. We're going to talk about what house they're hitting, so that how this might affect you. And then we'll get some advice from Tarot after we're done. So let me go ahead and start with my notes. Welcome in, welcome all. Okay, so right now the sun is in Cancer. All right, and this is transiting your first house, which is the house of Aries. The first house is um, the house of your identity, your self confidence, the way you see yourself. It's about the me, myself, and I. You know, what do I look like? What do I need to navigate this thing called life? It's your independence, it's your individuality. Okay, it's all about you. Aries energy, think about it like that. Okay, so it starts with you taking action and passion towards an awareness of yourself. Now, that has with the energy of Cancer, this has to do with mother energy. So this could be like mother bear energy, because Aries is ruled by Mars. Okay, and this could be more like what I say goes, Libra. What I say goes. I'm the boss. It's my way or the highway concerning manners of the home, motherhood, or just creativity, or your emotions. Okay, you're blending a twist of water with fire, which is usually going to cause some sort of boiling point. Okay, so an awareness to bring into your senses of you might be feeling that way. Okay, you could be also feeling extra intuitive or psychic at this time. The moon is in Aries, which is another interesting concept because that's double Aries energy supporting you at this time. It's in your 11th house, and the 11th house is the house of Aquarius, and that is your hopes, your dreams, your friends groups, your community, and in humanitarianism. Okay, Aries wants to take action towards those things, but with the moon being there, there's a sense of fear associated with that, or an uncertainty of trust. I'm hearing in these circles, these do you trust you're manifesting your true hopes and dreams? Do you trust your social circle, that you've got yourself surrounded by your friends groups? There could be a lot of secrets around that area right now that we're talking about. Okay, you also have Mercury. It is in Cancer right now, which is transiting your first house of Aries again. Mercury is the energy of communications, the higher mind, intellect, conversations, how we communicate. It's in that house again of the first house of Aries. So again, you're communicating very clearly about what you desire. So just say you're planning to have children. You're communicating and planning that right now. You could be doing some scientific studies on embryos. I'm seeing like embryos, and what do you call it when you have to get when you have trouble getting pregnant and they insert the semen into the vagina and get the egg pregnant. Now you know what I'm talking about. I don't know why I'm having a really hard time communicating this, but technologies, new technologies. Okay, and remember, Cancer's emotional creatures. They have very hard exteriors, like the crab, but they also are very sensitive on the inside. So you could be feeling additionally emotional, or find yourself communicating emotionally, or getting caught up in some things like that. Now you have Venus in Leo, which is lovely. It's in your third house, which is Gemini, is ruled by the third house. So this has got to do with your siblings, your community as well, but more like aunts, uncles, children, not really children. I'd say sisters and brothers, that kind of thing. The friend at the grocery store, the store clerk, your auntie, um, your second cousin from another mother. I don't know, but it's that kind of energy in the third house. It's also the house of the higher mind and communication as well. Technology is listed right there. Venus loves to be showered with security and beautiful things. And Leo likes to show those beautiful things off. So it's almost like I'm seeing a vision of um, someone's getting a new diamond ring. And just like a Leo, you're going to go, look at my new diamond ring I got. Look at this. Just look at it. Just look at it. Because Leos can be a little flamboyant. Look at it. Like, they got the big hair usually and all that kind of thing. But this is the goddess of love. So right now your energy is being supported by the goddess of love to be creative with your children, because Leo is the house of children. This is where that would come to the play. That's probably why I said it earlier, because it was the next thing coming out. It's in your third house of Gemini. The house of play, creativity, being seen, all of that is the goddess of love is supporting you in that area. All right, so you do have Mars in Taurus right now. It is transiting your 12th house, which is the house of Pisces. So this is interesting because Taurus energy is your money house. Taurus energy is stability, traditions, values. It can mean marriage, stability, hierarchy, religious belief systems, conventional marriages, things like that. So Mars is transiting the 12th house of Pisces. Now, Pisces is a very spiritual house. The 12th house is very spiritual. It's also very karmic, but it does call you to uh, do something creative and outside your box, but don't be elusive about it, because Pisces energy can be a bit dreamy and a little a bit aloof. And Mars is there wanting you to take some sort of action in your money house and your traditions and your stability, something that whatever you do for stability, for finances, for money, it could have something to do with your 12th house at this time. So you could be a tarot reader, do very well at that. Mars is the planet of action, wanting you to take a fresh start towards something new, maybe take a leap of faith. I'm hearing as well towards something spiritual. I feel like Taurus is going to keep you grounded so that you don't make any foolish decisions. You're an air sign, so you're pretty smart anyway. So I don't really see you having a lot of concern there. But the thing is I don't see your strongest air energy showing up in the month of July is Aquarius energy. And that is your hopes and dreams and your friends circle and your social circles and humanitarianism. All right. So Mars is there saying take some time, get some stability in your spiritual practices. What are you doing for a spiritual routine? Something that's practical you do on a day by day basis, something that keeps you grounded. Okay. What are you building at this time? Are you building your house on sand? Are you building your house on a firm foundation? And this house is the house of your spirituality. Okay. Now, last but not least, you have, well, it's not last, we're almost there. Jupiter is entered Leo right now. And this is transiting your second house of Taurus again, your money house. So Jupiter wants to expand in how you create your stability, your money house, through the energy of Leo, through playfulness, through being seen, through creativity, through children, through courage and bravery and confidence to expand in those areas, because Jupiter wants to expand your money house in a creative, playful manner at this time. Okay, Libra? All right. Now, Saturn is the last planet we're going to discuss. Saturn is at a square right now with the sun in Cancer. And when you have a square, it causes a tension. And so Saturn is the house of career, legacy, public image. It's led by Capricorn, and it is the house of doing the discipline and the structure to maintain the ship. whatever it takes. It's down to where no excuses, you get the job done. So Saturn is in Aries in your transit, which is got to do with being disciplined about your independence, yourself, your identity, okay, your leadership, in the 11th house again, which is humanitarianism, friends groups, hopes and wishes and dreams to be fulfilled. Does that make sense? But they're asking you to be disciplined about how you insert yourself into these community driven, collective conscious groups. Because right now you have Chiron, the wounded healer. It's an asteroid. It is sitting right over top where Chiron was the day you were incepted. I'm going off of Dallas time in Texas. I have to put a time into my astrology birth chart computer software. I have to put a town, so I put Dallas, Texas. So this could be a little bit different depending where you are on the timeline, but in a nutshell, that's what I got for you. And it shows me that the Chiron wounded healer is right over top of where it was when you were born. So it's called an activation. It's called a trigger. And it is happening in Aries in your 11th house. And that again is that Aquarius energy at your friends groups, your dreams, your desires, your social circles, the collective, your humanitarianism. There is a wound there that you might be feeling in that department about where do I fit into this social scenes? How do I fit in with my friends? Am I in alignment with that? So you've got two activations, and it's quite interesting because it's got so much fire energy of Aries that has to do with your independence and leadership in your social circles and your friends groups in your community as far as like a larger collective scope. I'm even talking about outer dimensional um energies outside of the United States, outside of this country, outside of this planet, up in the skies, aliens. I'm talking about those things, communication. All right, so for me, I can just feel like the questions that we should ask are a lot of questions that have to do with building your money house by developing disciplined spiritual practices that are probably conventional. I don't see a lot of um well, maybe I know I take it back because I was going to say it could be unconventional too, because Aquarius energy is the rebel. And so they tend to be like the activists, the ones out doing the picketing and protesting. So there could be something there for you in that as well. Being a Libra, legalities and partnerships is your rule house. That's your ruler, and you don't have any activations in your own house. So that tells me that you've learned all the lessons that you need to learn there. The lessons this month have to do with, you know, feeling good in your own skin, feeling confident enough to create new avenues of money, better, stronger spiritual practices, standing in your leadership positions, and activating something in your social group. But there's a sense of I'm feeling a sense of weight because of that Chiron wound, that activation. It could be triggering you. Should they wait, Spirit? I'm going to ask really quick. Uh, about the Chiron wound. So, like, is there something they need to wait to start? Okay, yeah, they say you need to wait to start because in the near future, that's going to move. That activation, that asteroid, it's going to move away from where it was the day you were born. So, in the near future, okay, that's your answer. Thank you. Yeah, so not right now, but in the near future, we need to look at how you can insert yourself into the 11th house, the third house, and the 12th house, and the first house. First house is your identity, how you show up. Third house is your community, can be your family. Um, it can also mean your marriages if you have a partner, how you show up if you're in the clergy, how do you show up if you're in that, like a ministry or something like that, because that's the God house too, the Hierophant teacher, yeah. How do you earn your stability? How do you show up in those areas. So let's go ahead and get some messages from spirit, angels, guides. I ask you to give the messages to the Libras that they need. Thank you for this astrology session. Let's pull some tarot and some advice. All right, so the sun in Cancer in the first house in Aries. How is this going to affect you? Okay, the sun in Cancer in the first house, which is your house of Aries, they're saying new beginnings, which is interesting because that's the Fool card, the tarot, and that's what this is here, new beginnings. This is a family setting out on a new journey. There is a lot of mountains and obstacles in front of them, but they're not afraid. They're like going in between these two mountains and then they're faced with another mountain. So there is something happening here. Look at the purple, and then you got the Wheel of Fortune. 1, 2, you've got 10, 20, 1, 2. There, see the progression? First house, second house. Your first house, they're saying, is the Wheel of Fortune, Archangel Jeremiah, new beginnings, end of delays, a change of the direction that offers happiness. Okay, this is something that is divine timing for you at this point in time for Libras. Okay, the Wheel of Destiny is here at this time for you to have new beginnings, to start a new life, to find your purpose, and to have a forgiving and compassionate review of the past. And purple is the color of it's a spiritual color. And so that reminds me of that Pisces energy. Okay. Bringing in more spiritual practices. All right. All righty. So let's see here. That is what's going on there. You've got new beginnings and the wheel is turning, Libra. Two major arcanas, Archangel Jeremiah on both of those. Jeremiel. How do you say that? Jeremiel. Okay. The moon is in Aries in your 11th house. How is this impacting you? How is this impacting the Libras with the moon right now? Perspective. It's like the hanged man. Pisces energy is one way you can implement and mature spiritually and emotionally is through the hanged man. And that means sometimes you get stuck in something that you can't see out of and because there's a new perspective that needs to happen. So you've got a new perspective. This is the hanged man, Pisces. Okay. And Mars is there right now. Remember, Mars is in Pisces and your 12th house, but it has to do with your, I'm going to say your values and your traditions and your belief systems for this one because it's the house of spirituality, not money. It says there's a better way. Pause for reflection and insight and dare to be different. Okay. Number 12. And that is a 3 in numerology. And you've got 1, 2, 3 here. Okay. So things are moving forward. Then you've got the 5 of Raphael, and that's the 5 of Pentacles, the 5 of Gifts. Someone here is feeling like they're going to be left out in the cold, but Spirit is saying, please remember that everything happens for a reason. Release the regret and embrace the opportunities for happiness and search for the silver lining. Raphael is our archangel of healing, and he heals your money house too. Look at the color green. That's the Taurus energy coming through there that you're pulling on. You need to heal your finances. Somebody here has, it can be, not everybody, but it can mean a poverty mentality. So if you were raised really poor, you might always feel like you're eating hand to mouth or paycheck to paycheck. This could be just a poverty mentality and you manifest whatever it is that you believe and think. So that's why there is Archangel Chamuel is here saying, let's get a new perspective here. There is a better way. Let's pause for a minute and reflect and get some new insight. Okay. All right. So, I don't know why that is the case, but your money house needs to be healed because that is a, fives are the number of change through conflict. So it can be very conflicting. That's why you need to hang out for just a little bit. Archangel Chamiel is here to help. All right. Mercury is in Cancer right now in your first house. How is this benefiting you in your first house? Mercury is the house of communication, higher mind, intellect, and all that kind of stuff. Technology. You've got the King of Michael, which is the King of Swords. This is principled, rational, ambitious, and respected. Wisdom and objectivity are important right now. Stay in your integrity. A situation that calls for honest and open communication. So they want you to speak clearly and honestly about your expectations, because the first house is about what you believe, what you want, your identity, about me. Clearly communicate what you need in the home. Okay. They're saying that there is so much to accomplish. You need to make a very detailed plan. You're being watched over by someone very kind, and that this is the Knight of Ariel, a trustworthy, understanding, and devoted and funny person. So lighten up, be devoted. You've got someone around you that's supporting you. It is a time of planting seeds. It is a time of planting seeds. So Mercury is saying in your first house in Cancer, maybe plant your own garden at home. Come up with some new ideas. Maybe you might give an educational video on gardening. I don't know what that's for somebody. Okay. Or how to feng shui their house, how you lay out furniture to have a flow that flows better in your home. It's called feng shui. How to use color palettes in the home that create mood enhancements, like maybe the color yellow to bring in brightness and happiness, maybe orange to bring in creativity, maybe blue to help bring in, a clear mind and to cool things down a little bit. Take it as it resonates. Those are just things I'm seeing right now. Okay, so Venus is in Leo in your third house, and Gemini energy is the third house. Leos and Geminis typically get along very well. That energy is very playful together. Gemini is like this and that are true. So they're going to be looking at how is this impacting Libra right now, with Venus being in their third house and that sign of Leo. The world, a very happy ending. You've come full circle, spiritual growth and insights. Wow, see that Venus is highly supporting you. They're like, let's go ahead and bring in a whole new world, a whole new fantastic point of view. I'm hearing Disney songs. Ariel. Thank you, Ariel. Yeah, you've come full circle. That's Archangel Michael, number 21, and it's also a 3. Again, it has to, and so 12 and 21 is the same in numerology, and that's a 3. So perspective was your first answer, and your second answer is the world. Very happy endings. Venus in Leo, so something's come full circle, something's closing up in that area for you. Concerning your community, we've got the Queen of Ariel, a mature, practical, generous, and happy person. Nurture yourself and those that you love. The ability to make anything more beautiful. Practical and wise advice. Yeah, so you're able to make anything more beautiful with Venus is highly supporting you. 8 of Raphael, there is something better waiting for you. Do what you know is right for you, a spiritual quest. And we were talking about spiritual quests. Okay, so there is, an angel Raphael leading you to, in the distance, down a new path. And I'm seeing this cat, or it looks like a cat. It could be a little baby dog or something like that. There's treasure box on the right, but you do have to cross a bridge to get to the other side. So something about mending bridges, crossing the bridge can mean anything literally. You might have to drive across the bridge to get to the new opportunity. I don't know, but it's symbolically, it's like mending bridges, making connections at this time. So with there being an 8 here, this is about infinity and beyond. It's karmic, and there's a lot of money sitting on his chest here. 8 of Pentacles is what you do for work as well. So work on nurturing yourself and those that you love. That they're saying that you have the ability to make anything beautiful with your practical, wise advice. And, Venus is your natural ruler as well as the ruler of Taurus. Venus rules Libra and Taurus, and that's the energies that we're talking about too. But we're talking about being playful with it and getting out there in your community and being seen. Now, Mars is in your 12th house in Taurus right now, your money house again. Mars, the planet of action. It's in that 12th house of your spirituality, though. And here we have one of you to, it says, a very happy ending coming full circle and spiritual growth. Okay. So Mars is in here working for you on that. So what would this look like for the Libras? Thank you. We have solutions to your problems. Mars is here to help bring solutions to your problems. Number 14, and that is a 5 in numerology. So something that's bringing in change. Success that comes from objective compromise, self-control and patience, forgiving and healing energies. Okay. So they're saying there is a need with Mars being here. You could get fired up. Okay. You could feel very motivated and passionate. But I feel like we talked about compromise earlier, and this could be just from the reading I did earlier for the collective. But when you've got Saturn squaring the sun in Cancer, compassion doesn't require you overextending yourself because Saturn wants you to do the hard work. Cancer wants you to have compassion, but then there's a sense of overextending yourself. So the solutions here, success comes from an objective compromise. How can you compromise and bring some sort of change? But it will require you to have some self-control and patience, maybe better boundaries. And there is a need to forgive something or someone, either yourself or another person. Pisces energy, the 12th house, can be victim mentality in the negative connotation or an aloofness. So be aware of that. Okay. So be forgiving to yourself if maybe you've had some impulsives to overspend or took some sort of action that, I'm just hearing the word was impulsive based off of an emotion. Okay. Emotional spending, I'm hearing. All right, that's not for everybody, but let's go ahead and see what this looks like for Jupiter is in Leo right now in your second house. So Leo, Jupiter wants to expand your money house in a playful, fun-like manner. So what does this look like for the Libras, please? Thank you. King of Ariel. So I like the king energy. Successful, stable, accomplished, and powerful. That's what that looks like, baby boy, baby babies. Your plans are working out very well, professional and financial success, but use your resources wisely. But yeah, this looks wonderful. They're just suggesting that you use those resources wisely, okay? Now, your activation, you've got two activations. You've got Saturn in your 11th house, and it's in the house of Aries right now. It's in the zodiac sign of Aries in the 11th house, which is Aquarius energy. Um, Again, that house of rebellion, social circles, friendships, humanitarianism. Saturn is asking you to be very disciplined on how you show up in these social circles, being very disciplined about your hopes and dreams and what you're wanting and what you're wishing for. So, what might that look like for the Libras, please? Thank you. Eight of Ariel. Take great pride in your excellent work. Practice makes perfect, and consider getting additional education or training. So Saturn wants you to get some additional education. Keep doing the work, but they want you to get some more education on how you can better be seen and impacting that 11th house independently. This isn't like a team effort. This is just you yourself as a Libra. You should be very proud of what you've built at this time. You're very knowledgeable. I think they're saying that you do have a learner's mind. It is time for you to take a look at some action that needs to be taken in the 11th house of learning something new about your social circles, your friends groups. Okay. Now you have another activation, and it is that Chiron wounded healer. It's a healer, though. It's coming in to show you, like, hey, there's a wound here. It was there for a reason. Like, I feel like we were all scarred by something that would keep us buffered and humble, is kind of the way I'll look at that damn asteroid. It's like that branding sear on the cattle, reminding you that, you belong to me, and it's that cattle belongs to somebody if it's been stamped. So there's something here about what is this looking like. It's in your 11th house again, what has to do with your friends groups. So something could trigger you in that area. And you very well could. Aries energy again is led by Mars. You could be feeling angry about something going on in your friends group. But anyway, let's find out. What's this look like for Libra? Thank you. We have another purple card, and you're pulling your own energy. Justice card. Archangel Raguel. Fight for justice and equality. Rulings made in your favor, and don't give up. They're telling you to don't give up. The ruling is made in your favor. That's an 8. That is the Leo Aquarius number in numerology. And you're pulling tons of Aquarius, and it is the 11th house, by the way. The scales need to be balanced, okay? There is one scale that's a little heavier than the other one. Looks like the weight of the world is on one, and all the cares are on one shoulder. We need to balance this out. That could be where the wound is. It's like something was imbalanced in that area. But the activation is here to assist you in realizing that justice is on your side. They want you to fight. The wound is here for you to fight for justice and equality. And that is activating your 11th house and humanitarianisms and friends groups. Okay, folks? So that's a very, very important activation. And it is your energy stepping into your own powerful truths. I love that for you. Okay. So let's see. Anything else that you want to discuss for the Libras? And I think we're going to close your reading. Thank you. 4 of Michael, insight that comes from quiet meditation, the need for more sleep or more time off, and seek relief from stress. They want you to seek relief from stress at this time, okay? And get more sleep. You'll have a clearer mind, and then meditate if you can bring yourself to that. And then we have one more. You can do anything right now. Go after what you want. The ability to attract helpful people.